The Aramaic and Palestinian Targum, Leviticus chapter 24. And the Lord spake with Moshe, saying, Command the children of Israel that they bring of their own pure beaten olive oil for the light, that the lamps may burn continually on the day of Sabbath, and on the day of work, outside the veil of the testimony, for everybody, because the Kashana dwelleth in Israel, in the tabernacle of ordinance. Also Aaron order it from evening till morning before the Lord continually, by an everlasting statute unto your generations. And thou shalt take flour and bake thereof 12 cakes, according to the 12 tribes. 2 tenths shall be 1 cake. And thou shalt set them in 2 rows, 6 in one row, and 6 in the other, upon the table in its purity, as it is ordained before the Lord. And thou shalt put upon the orders pure frankincense, that it may be an oblation of memorial bread before the Lord. From Sabbath day to Sabbath day he shall order it anew before the Lord continually from the children of Israel. This shall be an everlasting statute, and it shall be for Aaron and for his sons. And they shall eat it after they have taken it from off the table in the holy place. For it is most sacred to him of the oblations of the Lord by an everlasting statute. But a wicked man, a rebel against the Lord God of heaven, had come out of Mizraim, the son of the Mizraite man, who had killed the man of Israel in Mizraim, and had gone in unto his wife, who conceived and bore a son among the children of Israel. And while the Israelites were dwelling in the wilderness, he had sought to spread his tent in the midst of the tribe of the children of Israel of Dan, but they would not permit him, because in the arrangements of Israel every man dwelleth with his family, by the ensigns of the house of their families, of their fathers. And they contended together in the camp. And the son of the Israelites with a man of Israel, who was of the tribe of Dan, went to the house of judgment. And when they had come out of the house of judgment, where he had been condemned, the son of the daughter of Israel expressed and reviled the great and glorious name of manifestation, which he had heard at Sinai, and defiled and execrated, and the name of his mother was Selemith, the daughter of Debri of the tribe of Dan. Jerusalem, and the son of the woman of Israel reviled the manifested name and defiled. This is one of 4 judgments which were brought in before Moshe the prophet, who decided them by the dictate of the word, who was above. They were judgments about money and about life. In judgments on money, Moshe was prompt, but in the judgment on life, he was deliberate, or slow by delay. Each party, Moshe said, I have not heard that he might teach the chiefs of the Sanhedrin of Israel, who will arise after him, to be prompt in judgments respecting money, but slow in judgments that affected life, and not to be ashamed to inquire for counsel in cases that should be too hard for them. For as much as Moshe, Rabbi of Israel, had need to say, I have not heard. Therefore they shut him up in the house of confinement till the time that it should be explained to them by the decree of the word of the Lord. Jerusalem. This is one of the 4 judgments that were brought before Moshe, our rabbi. In 2 of them was Moshe slow by delay, and in 2 of them was Moshe expeditious. With the blasphemer who blasphemed the holy name with scoffings, and with the gatherer of sticks who profaned the Sabbath, Moshe had delay, because they were judgments that affected life. But in the case of unclean persons who could not perform the Pascha, which is Passover, in its time, and in that the daughters of Zelophehad, Moshe could be prompt, because they were judgments of temporal matters. But to those who would say, I have not heard, to teach the judges who were to arise after Moshe to be slow in judgments on life, and to be expeditious in judgment of mammon, and not to be ashamed to say, I have not heard. For Moshe, our rabbi, said, I have not heard. And they shut him up in confinement, while as yet it had not been explained to them from before the Lord, with what judgments they were to deal with him. And the Lord spake with Moshe, saying, Bring forth the blasphemer without the camp, and let the witness who heard his blasphemy and the judges lay their hands upon his head, and let the whole congregation stone him with stones. And speak thou with the sons of Israel, saying, A young man or old who shall blaspheme the known name of his God shall bear his sin. Whosoever expresseth the revile the name of the Lord shall verily be put to death. All the congregation shall cast stones upon him, whether he be a sojourner or native born, when he hath blasphemed the name that is alone, he shall die. And if a man destroy the life of any of the children of Israel, he shall verily be put to death by the sword. And he who destroyeth the life of an animal shall make it good, a living animal for a living animal. And a man who inflicteth a blemish on his neighbour, whosoever he hath done it shall be done unto him. The value of a fracture for a fracture, the value of an eye for an eye, the value of a tooth for a tooth. Whosoever blemish he afflicted the man upon, the same shall be rendered unto him. Jerusalem. Fracture shall be recompensed by fracture, an eye shall be recompensed by an eye, a tooth for a tooth. The blemish he hath given to the man, it shall be given unto him. He who killeth a beast shall restore it, but he who slayeth a man shall be slain. One judgment shall you have for the stranger and for the native, for I am the Lord your God. And Moshe spake with the sons of Israel, and they brought forth the blasphemer without the camp, and stoned him with stones. And the sons of Israel did it, by laying their hands upon him, leading him away, hanging and bearing him, as the Lord had commanded Moshe. This is the end of the reading. So what they're basically saying is that 4 judgments, Moses was speedy in the judgments of money that concerned, inheritance, as it was for Zelophehad. That was when a man died and he only had daughters, and they came to him and said, well, there's no son to inherit. Can we inherit? So Moshe went to the Lord, and the Lord said yes. So in times of money, Moses was easy to make decisions, but of course at times where it involved the person's soul, he delayed, and that's understandable because it's a very serious outcome. So I trust you enjoyed the reading today.